everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video I sent last week that we made this summer with our friends up at Windy Van Houten Teaching Garden in Gadsden, Alabama. It was really nice of them to let us take a look at their beehives and how they keep their honeybees. Now this week, we're going to keep bees in the back of our mind, but also check out some other kinds of bugs that we might find in the garden or around us outside. I'll show y'all some bugs that I've found this week during some of my routine work in school gardens. And then I'll give you guys some tips so that you can maybe locate some bugs and insects of your own, whether it's in a garden or other places outside. Talk a little bit about why bugs can be important, how they can help or even hurt the garden, and then hopefully get y'all started on your own adventures looking for some bugs of your own. I'll show you some good tips on not only where to locate them, but also how you can identify a bug and find out what species of bug it even is. That's going to really help y'all, I think, and it's fun to sort of explore what you find outdoors and be able to kind of have a name for what you see. One of my favorite scientific activities to do is identifying some of the plants and animals we can find around us. So I'll help you guys use some tools that we have access to learn exactly what it is you're looking at when you find an insect or bug outside. And I hope that even if you're a little nervous around bugs, maybe they're not your favorite thing, I hope that some of the clips I'm about to show you will kind of help you get a little more comfortable with even just looking from a distance and seeing what we can learn from these critters that are all around us. Alright, let's take it out to the garden and see what we can find. So let's start by just looking at some good old pollinators. Last week, the video was about honeybees. These are a few native species of bees called Carpenter or wood bees, and they're still out in full force. You just have to look for flowers, which right now are a little harder to come by, but here on these zinnias and this nice smelling mint flower, the pollinators are still doing their thing until it gets cold, really. Now this is a cool kind of wasp or something I've never seen before, so I'm going to try to identify him later. But we've got some more carpenter bees just pollinating this goldenrod. Sometimes you'll see the goldenrod by the side of the road, so if you ever see yellow flowers, that's a great place to look for some pollinators. So now let's take a quick look at some bugs that are a little less friendly to the garden. Here we have a bunch of aphids all grouped together trying to get the juice inside of this pea pod. Now there's all sorts of bugs that we can find in our garden that maybe don't do so much good. If you look at this Swiss chard leaf right here, you'll notice the holes in it, and that's actually a great way to locate bugs, is look at places on plants where they might have damaged them. Caterpillars and beetles love to eat leaves like this, so those bite marks are a telltale sign of them. So another place that you're likely to find some bugs is digging around in the dirt. I was working in the garden the other day and I found this weird looking orange thing when I was digging. So this is actually an insect. It is a beetle that's in its pupa stage. So that orange thing is actually a cocoon that the beetle's in. It goes through metamorphosis just like a butterfly, but instead of being hanging from a tree, it makes a cocoon underground and then it comes out when it's finished with its life cycle. So we'll leave it to do its thing. So if you're having trouble finding bugs other places, you can always do the old trick of checking under things like this brick or this bag of mulch. Now you do want to be really careful when you do this. You notice my hand, I've got a glove on, so just carefully turn something over like a rock or a brick and just check underneath it. I didn't find anything under this brick, so I'm going to go ahead and check under this bag of mulch. Again, I'm being real careful, keeping my hand away. I don't want to stir up an ant bed or anything like that. But let's take a closer look underneath this bag of mulch. I think I see something right by my finger there in that little burrow. It little curved white worm-looking thing. That's what we call a grub. And a grub is basically the larva baby stage of a beetle. So I hope that gave you a few ideas about locating bugs in places around you. Of course, having a wild-looking garden like this in the picture might be pretty easy because there's bugs everywhere. But I hope that you get creative, maybe try digging a little in the dirt if you can, or looking for flowers, because the bugs are still out this time of year. It's not too cold for them yet. So now I just want to help guide you real quick to try to kind of identify some of the things you might find. So sometimes just a simple Google search can help. If you can be descriptive and name some of the qualities of the bug, like its color, its size, and where you saw it, that can really help narrow it down. Of course, when I was growing up, we used field guides, which you could probably get at your local library, and those are really helpful. So books are always a good way to identify stuff. There's a few different good kind of field guides out there. Just ask your local librarian for a little bit of help with that. And then finally, there's a cool app called iNaturalist. I've never actually used it, but some of my friends use it for identifying stuff all the time. So now I'm going to get busy identifying this kind of wasp that I saw the other day, and I'll try to keep y'all posted and let you know what it is if I can find out. So I hope you have fun looking for your own bugs and hopefully identifying them, and I hope if you do identify something new, let me know. Please remember to be safe, watch the bugs, don't mess with them, have fun looking for them, and I'll see you next week.